Before our story today, I have to clean this rug. I've just invented a new vacuum cleaner that's so powerful it can clean the spots off a leopard. Watch this. I just hit the switch. I guess I forgot to oil it. Ah, that's a coincidence, because the story I'm going to show you is about oil.
At the beginning of the last century, salt was a very scarce commodity. Men drilled wells to get salt water. They evaporated the water, leaving the salt, which was then packaged and sold. A man called Samuel Keir had a well. Sometimes he found a messy oil mixed with his water, which made his salt taste so bad he couldn't sell it. Keir decided that if he couldn't sell the salt, he might just as well sell the oil. So he bottled it and called it rock oil. He owned a canal boat and would travel from town to town selling his rock oil as a medicine. One bottle cost 50 cents, and he claimed that it was an old Indian remedy which would cure warts, corns, dandruff. It could work wonders for the lame, make the blind see, and grow hair on bald heads. To encourage people to buy, he usually had one of his crew in the crowd who would pretend to buy a bottle. He would tell the spectators that he had used rock oil medicine before with great results. He stated that before he used rock oil, he was bald as an egg. This would convince the townspeople, and they would start to buy too. Of course, rock oil couldn't do any of the things that Keir claimed it could do. For that reason, he never visited the same town twice. He sold so much oil that his own well couldn't keep up with the demand. So he started to buy oil from other saltwater drillers. One day, one of the barrels broke and spilled oil onto the water. It started to float down the canal. At the same time, a workman tossed a bit of burning paper overboard. The next moment, the whole canal was on fire. Several boats were in danger and had to be towed away. Samuel Keir was the most unpopular man in town. He hastily loaded up and left as fast as his mule could take him.
That fella missed the boat. He could have had the first fire sale in history.
Another odd character was a man who called himself Colonel Drake. He was a very impressive figure, and nobody realized that his uniform was from his early days as a railroad conductor. He was not a colonel at all. He announced that he was going to make a fortune by drilling for oil down in the bowels of the earth. He claimed that there must be thousands of barrels of oil down there. The people of Titusville, Pennsylvania, thought that Colonel Drake was just a harmless crank. It was true that there was some oil that seeped into the wells sometimes, but thousands of barrels? Ridiculous. The colonel had a little money and hired some of the local people to help him install a drill in a small shack. Amazingly enough, Colonel Drake struck oil as he predicted. Soon the workmen were busily pumping oil into every available barrel. But a careless workman started a blaze, and Colonel Drake found that he not only had the first oil well in history, he also had the first oil well fire. Other people used his idea and became millionaires, but Colonel Drake never did manage to get rich. In fact, he died a poor man.
Oh, the poor fella. Now, let me show you how my vacuum cleaner works now that I've oiled it. Oh, you know what? It would have been smarter to have invented the broom.